Alright guys, there's an absolutely massive 14-game NBA slate today, and I'm going to take you through some player props. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, no messing around, we're right in Props Edge. If you want 20% off your first month, you can use code BUDFORD. Our first play of the day is LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists. As you can see here, we're actually getting a little bit of plus money right now on Hard Rock. Took the same exact play just a couple of days ago, and LaMelo hit with 9 assists on 13 potentials. The Hawks ranked 3rd in pace in the entire NBA and 23rd in defensive rating. So that means it's going to be a fast-paced game, high total, because the Hawks don't really play great defense. As you can see here, the total is 232 points. The Hornets have been playing great basketball lately. They've won 9 of their last 10 games, and they are 5.5 point favorites at home today. Now in home wins, LaMelo has actually covered in 7 out of 9 games this year. That's 78%. Now if we take a look at the assist heat map for LaMelo, you can see here that 39% of his assists come in the restricted area. The Hawks rank just 25th in restricted area defense. Against the bottom 10 teams in restricted area defense, LaMelo has covered in 9 out of 11 games this season, averaging 9.2 assists. He also has great historical success against Atlanta, covering in 4 out of his last 5 matchups against them. In these games, he has averaged 9 assists, and he has gone for double-digit assists twice. Really, my only concern with this pick is the fact that it is the first leg of a back-to-back set for Charlotte. And recently, the Hornets have been very careful with LaMelo's minutes on back-to-backs, with him even coming off the bench in some games. Now, with that said, we are getting a little bit of plus money here, and LaMelo has shown he can cash this line with ease in the right matchups. So I'm going to go with him to go over 7.5 assists. Now real quick before we get into our second play, if you like these types of plays and analysis and you want them in written form every morning, you can follow me at x.com/budfordsbets. I post the plays every morning and you can get them sent straight to your phone if you turn the notifications on. For our second play, we are going to go with Jarrett Allen over 2.5 first quarter rebounds. Now frankly, I'm going with the first quarter line here because I just don't trust the Washington Wizards to keep this game close. As everyone knows, they are tanking quite blatantly, which leads us to a 17.5 point spread. However, this matchup might just be too good to pass up. You can see here the Wizards rank dead last in rebounds allowed to opposing centers. They also rank 28th in putbacks allowed. And frankly, Jarrett Allen has done a good job of covering this line. You can see here, he's over in 7 out of his last 10. And head-to-head, he is over in 7 out of 9 against the Wizards. Jarrett Allen has been getting a pretty consistent 8 minutes in the first quarter. And with the Wizards being pretty overmatched here, I think he can get us 3 in the first quarter. So I'll back him to go over 2.5 first quarter rebounds. Alright guys, we are moving right along to our third play of the day, and we've got Ace Bailey over 13.5 points. Now don't get me wrong here, this is probably going to be a very ugly game. The tank wars are in full effect, and we've got the Utah Jazz and the Sacramento Kings in what should be an ultimate tank off. But frankly, with the minutes Ace Bailey has been getting since the Jazz officially went into full-on tank mode, if they weren't already, I just can't pass up this look. Just take a look at the minutes he's been getting this last week. 40 minutes against the Pacers, 40 minutes against the Hawks, another 31 minutes against the Magic, and 37 minutes against the Heat. On the season, when he gets at least 30 minutes, he is over in 11 out of 17, so that's 65%. And in these games, he is averaging 15.9 points. Another key here is that Keontae George is still out with an ankle injury. In games without Keontae George, Ace Bailey is averaging 15.8 points, and he is covered in 4 out of 5 games. Now you can see here the Kings aren't exactly trying to win this game. They've got pretty much everyone resting. Levine is out, Malik Monk is out. And if you've been paying attention to the Jazz games, they aren't exactly trying to win games either. Basically, all of their starters get pulled before the fourth quarter, and it's just the young guys going out there and playing. And that means a lot more opportunities for a guy Ace Bailey. So with the minutes that he should be getting in this one, I have no problem taking Ace Bailey to go over 13.5 points. Alright guys, for our fourth and final play of the day, we are going with Andrew Nembhard over 6.5 or 7.5 assists. Now as you can see here, 6.5 is still the line, but it is quite juiced at a minus 145. We're still waiting on lines to come out for FanDuel and DraftKings, but Hard Rock does have 7.5 at plus 120, and I do like that because I think this line is going to settle at 7.5, and it'll probably come down to even money. Today, the Pacers are on the second leg of a back-to-back, and they are playing the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn. However, the Nets are still without Michael Porter Jr., who has already been ruled out of this one. Recently, Benedict Mathurin was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers for Ivica Zubac. Now this means increased usage for Andrew Nembhard. As you can see here, Nembhard has averaged 8 assists without Benedict Mathurin this season. He has covered 6.5 in 12 out of 17 games, which is 71%, and he has covered 7.5 in 11 out of 17 games, which is 65%. Individually, this is a relatively tough matchup for Andrew Nembhard to score in. Brooklyn Nets are actually number 1 in pick-and-roll ball handler defense, and that's where 32% of Nembhard's points come from. You can see here that the Nets rank 2nd in above the break 3 defense and 3rd in mid-range defense. That accounts for over 50% of Nembhard's points. Now as I mentioned earlier, the Pacers are on the second leg of a back-to-back set. So on top of the tough scoring matchup, Nembhard will be playing with 0 days rest. And as you can see, he has not performed well scoring-wise this season on 0 days rest. In 3 games, he has scored 14, 14, and 15 points. And if you look closely, his field goal percentage has not been good in these games. You see here, 5 of 16 for 31%, 5 of 16 again for 31%, and 7 of 17 for 41%. On the other hand, his assist numbers actually go up. In 3 games with 0 days rest, he has averaged 10.3 assists, 9 against the Warriors, 6 against the Bucks, and 16 against the Heat. In all 3 of these games, he has seen double-digit potential assists. He is the primary ball handler for the Pacers, leading the team in potential assists by quite a bit. You can see here that he averages 13.4 potentials a game, with the next highest on the team being TJ McConnell at 8.6. Ultimately, I do like Nembhard to go over both 6.5 and 7.5 assists. Alright guys, that'll do it for our video today. It's a monster 14-game NBA slate, and our plays were LaMelo Ball over 7.5 assists, Jarrett Allen over 2.5 first quarter rebounds, Ace Bailey over 13.5 points, and Andrew Nembhard over 6.5 and 7.5 assists. If you guys like these types of breakdowns, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. You can also follow me on Twitter at Budford's Bets if you would like these plays in written form every morning. Best of luck on all your bets today. I will see you guys tomorrow.